Hey guys, we're down in Johor Bahru, in Desaru to be exact, and we came down with the Denza D9. Alright guys, so we're now at the Pedas rest halt and I'm taking the wheel of the Denza D9 for the first time. And ooh, nice. Okay, so we have an electric car with all-wheel drive, and this is the one that you pay 309,000 for. This is the high-spec all-wheel drive, dual motor, 103 kilowatt battery, and you get a range of 450 to 500 kilometers depending on how you drive. And we're on the way to Malaca for lunch. And then there's the driving mode. Yes, it's here. There's the driving mode. Yeah, driving mode here. And we are in sport mode. Ooh, okay, this is sport mode. Nice. And we also have eco mode. Yeah, so eco mode is a bit more economical, of course. So acceleration is definitely good lah. Okay, and so no problems here. Nice. Okay, so for driving, I would say this car is very good lah. Now, where is the signal, left or right? Okay, oh, they have done the right thing to put it for right-hand drive. Yeah, so signal is on the right-hand side, which is good. And driving feel is very good. Okay, so the steering feels nicely weighted. Yeah, of course they're all electric steering, and so it looks like this car has got very good what you call caster angle. So the centering action is very good. Feels pretty nice. We're going at 99, 100 kilometers per hour. The speed limit here is 110, so we're going at 105 and it feels good. And you don't hear the engine because there's no engine. You can't hear the motor because there's hardly any sound, but all you hear is the noise of the tires, yeah? So as said before, and I was sitting in the rear seat before and now I'm in the driver's seat. In terms of driver's seat, it's pretty good. So if you're a driver, you enjoy this car lah. Of course, if you're the boss, you sit at the back, right? Now, in terms of visibility, it's very good. So they have a very nice, what you call, little quarter window there. And this allows you to reduce the blind spots. Mirrors are nice and big. There is a camera for the rear view because the car is pretty long. So if you just have the rear view mirror, you're not going to see much. So there's a camera mounted at the back. You have problem a bit with the depth, but you can see at least that there's a car. It's difficult to judge where exactly the car is because it's a camera, right? But I think okay lah. This is better than another one that I had. Not so good, high resolution. In terms of driving the car, it's pretty nice. And acceleration, very, very good. And passenger comfort at the back, guys, okay, huh? Okay, despite the fact that I'm going at 109 kilometers per hour. Okay, so obviously this car has got all the ADAS features, yeah, more than most cars. And of course, the lane keep feature is working very well. And for long distance is okay lah. I'm not going to turn anything off. Normally I turn all these things off. So it actually helps to keep your car in lane. And if you are the type who are what you call less attentive, this is pretty good because it helps your car to stay in the center. And that also for long curves like this, it does help to keep your car helps it to turn gently, so it's pretty nice. In terms of suspension, it is I'm not talking to you. So do you say hi, Denza?
I'm listening.
Oh, she's listening. Okay, we found a magic word.
The current scene does not support this voice command.
It doesn't. I never asked you to change my car seat. Okay, she went off. Okay, so the rest of our convoy is in the front. Okay, I'm gonna try the normal mode. Does it drive well? Okay, I was told you go to sport mode, it drives better. So I'm not sure exactly what the sports mode does, whether it does change the suspension settings or not, but it actually feels much the same lah. Okay, back to normal mode. Okay, I'm going to go to sport mode and check out. I think suspension is the same. The steering might become tighter. So now we are back on eco, and on eco mode, of course, the range is longer. And let's just see, can I live with eco mode all the way to Johor Bahru? I think should be okay lah, but I think the steering becomes a bit lighter when it's on eco mode. Okay, our convoy has moved over to the middle lane, and so we'll just follow. We are now at the Simpang Ampat junction, heading towards the Icro exit, and this is where I know why we are slowing down, because this is where the AES camera is. And I believe there is a average speed measurement between Seramban and here. Not sure whether it's been implemented, but yeah, we did do a stop at the Pedas, so that would have negated any speeding that we did. Yeah. Alright, so this is the highway driving part of the drive, and overall I think it's okay lah, no problem. So you stay with us and we'll look at the city driving in a while. Okay guys, so we're still on the drive, and we have this opportunity to check out the Denza D9 in the rain. So okay, so despite the fact that we have a lot of glass up there with 2 sunroofs and very little metal, we can still hear the pitter-patter of the rain quite loud. Of course, there's still no engine sound lah. So other than the sound of the rain, you don't hear much else. Yes, you still get a bit of the road. So it's a combination of road noise and water. But now that the rain has kind of like abated, the sound changes. Okay, so we still have cars in the convoy. We are going to turn off at we are quite near the Icro turn off, so we're going to take the turn off to Icro. And the next thing we'll have is driving in the city, how it feels to drive this Denza D9 in the city. So stay with us. Okay, this is part 3 of the road drive, and we are entering Malaca city. So we'll just stand by for a bit. Cameras are rolling, and we're going to get a bit of city driving or slow driving lah. But this is actually the ring road in Malaca. Yeah, another 3 kilometers to Jalan Tangkak, Durian Tunggal. So this is a bit of continuation of the highway driving, but this is the secondary highway on the way to Malaca. So guys, we are on the ring road for Malaca, and we're heading towards the Denza Malaca dealership, where we're going to have lunch. And it's still drizzling. Of course, the roads are slippery, and so we still have to exercise caution. Okay, from 100% in Kuala Lumpur, we are now down to 68%. So we used up 32%, and we still have a range of 397 kilometers based on this rate of driving. So technically we can actually get to Johor Bahru, but of course if you push the car, then the range will drop accordingly. So in my opinion, if you get a car that's around 400 to 600 kilometers of range, it's fine, yeah. So you can get anywhere you want to without too much problem, because the infrastructure now on the highway is pretty good. So there are stops in Seramban, there are stops in Tangkak, you know, then down I think in down south there are also some refueling points, so you are quite well covered. Anything from JB to Penang, you're alright. But anyway, we're now getting into a kind of a city situation. Even though the road is not exactly city, we just want to see what it's like in stop-start traffic. Of course, you can always invoke your DRCC, which is your Dynamic Radar Cruise Control, and it will pretty much take care of itself. But personally, I do not believe in DRCC so much. I'm okay with lane keep, but I like to be able to control the car on my own. Not to say you can't do it, because it has all the autonomous emergency braking, and in fact many of the Chinese cars are autonomous driving ready, yeah. So it's just a question of a module that they can put in or some slight adaptation, and they are ready to go. So it's mostly dependent on the government regulations. So traffic lights in Malaca and Johor tend to take a long time, so we have to wait for a while. Yes, we can go, and here we go. So if you can see the Denza in front, they have this arrow rear lights that make the car stand out, yeah. So if you see lights that look like arrow in the night and you're not quite sure what the vehicle is, it's a Denza, because all these see the arrow in front, yeah, that's what it looks like. But as you can see from the shape and the build, you know very well who is the target, or rather the main competitor this car is targeted at, right? Yeah, the car looks so familiar, right? Yes. And of course you get a new vehicle for the price of just over 300,000, and that is a very, very competitive, yeah. And so now all it needs for you to do is to make that jump over from ICE engine to a fully electric. Okay, so in terms of driving this vehicle, it's not very different from ICE engine, except that you get a lot more power. Acceleration is good. I would recommend you take the all-wheel drive version, because with such power and also such weight, I think that it will be a good idea to invest a little bit more in the all-wheel drive version, because believe me, you will appreciate it. Yeah. And in terms of long distance driving, is it okay to drive a car like this? Well, I think it's okay, because the range on WLTP about 400 plus, on NEDC it is 600, yeah, or 580, and to me anything above 400 is usable, because if you are traveling north-south highway in Malaysia, I don't think it's a problem, because the infrastructure is quite good. Every 100 kilometers or so there is a station. Now if you're driving around the city, I think 400 kilometers is good, because you're not likely to go that distance on a daily basis, yeah. So I just ask you if you're afraid of range, because range anxiety is always the issue. So I want to ask you a question. when was the last time you drove more than 150 or 200 kilometers in a day in the city? Not very often, right? So, well, that's it. So if you want, if range anxiety is something that stops you from converting to an electric vehicle, then, well, that's my answer, yeah. So actually, if you just do an entirely city use vehicle, a range of 200 is enough. A range of 300 is more than enough. A range of 400, it shouldn't be an issue at all, yeah. So that's my take on it, and this is my first driving impression of the Denza D9, and overall, I quite like it. And just let us have your views in your comments below. And of course, if you are looking for such a vehicle, just remember, advice is free. And you can ask me any question. You know how to contact me. My number is in the description somewhere. And so do ask and shoot any questions you want to ask. And of course, we also sell this vehicle. And if you want advice, we can always give it to you. Yeah. Thanks very much for watching, and bye bye.